So I went grocery shopping Sunday afternoon, and as I was going down the hair aisle, I realized something. It's no wonder that we wavies are all confused on what to do with our hair and what products to use, because as I was looking at all of these mass marketed products on the shelves, all I saw was curly, curly, curly. And then I saw smooth and hydration and repair. But not once did I see a product for wavy hair that was marketed towards wavy hair. And I know there's products out there like my Shu Amora Causey Wave right here. And it says wave on the label, but it's really rare to find bottles of shampoo, conditioner, gel, mousse with the word wave on the label. So it's no wonder we're all confused on what to use. And like I usually do, I went down the rabbit hole to find out why. At the beginning of my hair journey a few months ago, I probably would have just picked a product that said curly on the label, not knowing if it would work for my hair. It's how I ended up decluttering a graveyard of curly hair products. Throughout my life, I always thought my hair fell into the curly category because there really only seems to be three hair categories: straight, beach waves, and curly. Beach waves usually is targeted for straight hair that wants to add a little texture. Us wavies don't really have our own label-friendly category, so we have to do a bit more digging. It's why I think ingredients are so important to look at when you're trying to figure out what to use for your hair. Because if I was just a woman standing at Sephora or Ulta or CVS, or like I did in Publix the other afternoon, I would not have known what hair product to pick. I probably would have done like I do at the wine store. Well, that label looks interesting. Guess I'll take that one. Fine wavy hair, or just wavy hair in general, will most likely suffocate with most of the curly hair products out there because of the heavy butters and the oils that add more moisture to our hair than what we really need. Retailers clearly know wavy hair exists. If you're searching for products online, you can type wavy in the search bar. More than likely, the site will filter products with wavy listed in the description. It probably won't appear on the bottle's label, but filtering and sorting online should produce wavy results. And if you follow the hair breadcrumbs on Sephora and navigate your way to the hair section rather than searching directly for wavy, you will never see the word. I checked. Everything is curly and textured. We simply don't have a defined category. Wavy hair is not curly hair. We have different needs. Yet when it comes to advertising, we are lumped under the curly umbrella. The beauty industry has spent decades building curly hair, I know I'm using a lot of air quotes, into a recognized product category. There are entire brands, product lines, influencers, routines, ingredients, and retail sections built around it. But here we go, wavy hasn't achieved the same level of commercial marketing. So when a brand puts curl or curls on a bottle, consumers immediately understand the intended benefit. And for all of us thinking for years that we fell into this category and getting so upset at failed results most wash days, it's just nonsensical to me. Hair companies are lumping wavies into the curl category. Curly seems to be the broader marketing umbrella that unfortunately us wavies get swept into. When the beauty industry says wavy, it often seems to mean I want to create waves in otherwise straight hair, rather than I already have naturally wavy hair. Why don't you just help me take care of it? And I think that's why you really only see products that create beach waves and sea salt spray. The beauty industry knows how to sell us waves when we don't have them. But when we already have the waves, suddenly they don't seem to know what to sell to us. I haven't seen a beach since March, and I live in Florida. And even then, the beach that I saw, it was in Mexico. I don't think anyone watching my channel is looking for texture spray and summer fun that never ends. It's 100% humidity right now in Florida. Trust me, I want the summer to end. I I think most naturally wavy-haired women are looking for products that enhance our natural waves, that they don't weigh down our hair, they help with our wave clumps, they give us hold with minimum crunch, they reduce frizz without flattening, they keep our waves from falling out, they give us that elusive second day hair, they add volume without making our hair huge, and provide just enough moisture without making our hair limp. I also think there is a distinction emerging between mass market brands and some of the more specialized boutique or salon brands. The Shoe Amora Mousse that I love, this Kazi Wave isn't saying curl and expecting us to figure out whether we're included. It's explicitly selling the wave aesthetic pattern. Shoe Amora is a boutique salon brand. They're not necessarily trying to build one enormous curly hair umbrella like Garnier is. Garnier actually has a wavy hair category on its website. It currently lists 22 products for wavy hair. But when you look at those products, many of them still say curl right on the product. Of the 22 products that I searched for, only one product actually has the word wave on the front of the label. One that is specifically marketed towards wavy hair, not curly, not coily, not all hair types, but specifically waves and curls. And then I looked at the ingredients of this gel and compared it to my wave formula. It's not a product I would purchase for my fine wavy hair. First off, there's no weightless silicones to help smooth and protect against frizz. There's no amino acids to help balance and support the hair fiber. There are no volumizing or strengthening proteins. What you really have with this product is a humectant, honey, and hold polymers, moisture and hold. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why Garnier would put a cleanser in a gel, a common shampoo ingredient, sodium lauryl sulfate, in a gel. It is not at all a balanced gel, and I would not purchase it, even though it's one of the few products that is actually marketed towards waves. That makes me wonder if brands do indeed truly know what our waves need and how to market to them. I'm starting to think that there are very few mass-marketed, budget-friendly options out there for us wavies. I know you all want me to focus on wallet-friendly options, but I am truly struggling with this. I feel like I'm hitting a wall. Mass-market hair marketing doesn't really give brands much incentive to formulate specifically for fine waves. And Garnier is a perfect example of this. The problem isn't simply cheap ingredients. A budget product can absolutely contain good polymers, proteins, amino acids, silicones. We've seen this with this $5 Aussie Instant Freeze Gel, especially the older version. So affordable doesn't have to mean inferior. The harder combination to find is affordable and specifically optimized for fine wavy hair. Mass market has historically formulated around curl as the broad category, leaving us wavies to look through curl products and figure out which formulas happen to work for us. And this is where I started looking beyond the drugstore aisle, because if affordable doesn't automatically mean inferior, then why am I finding some of the best results with products that cost significantly more? It seems like the more specialized the product is, the more room there is to formulate for a specific problem. And fine wavy hair is a pretty specific problem. We've looked at a lot of high-end product ingredients on this channel together, as well as some very good budget-friendly options. And very few brands, be it budget-friendly or salon quality, label and market their products specifically for wavy hair. So what are we supposed to do? Our wavy hair needs a very particular balance, enough conditioning to keep the hair healthy and manageable, enough structure to help the wave hold its shape, enough polymer to give us longevity, and enough weightlessness that the whole thing just doesn't collapse. And that's where some of these salon brands, they start to get really interesting. These brands like Wedad and Orbe, they're solving a more specific problem than the mass-marketed brands that lump everything under the curly umbrella. They're not trying to make one styling product work for all curl types, which is a spectrum of 2A to 4C. That is a huge range of hair types and problems to solve for. Okay, I got 4 tips for you and more air quotes. First one, shop online. Digital merchandising has a better grasp of understanding our wavy hair needs, but their physical product branding is still very much curl oriented. And that is basically what I noticed standing in the grocery store a few afternoons ago. I couldn't easily search and filter by the words wave and waves and wavy when I am standing in the grocery store. But I can do that online, and I can also search for fine hair online as well. Tip number 2, don't assume the word curl on the label means it's going to work for your waves. Dig deeper into the ingredients. Search for keywords like aloe, hydrolyzed, amidimethicone, poly, quat, glycine, polymer. I probably would have dismissed my favorite Oribe Curl Gloss Gel had I not dug deeper and looked at the ingredients. The word curl on the bottle didn't tell me what the formula was actually doing. 3, this one may be hard in the tough economy that we're having, but if you can, try not to fixate on the cost of a product. I have $5 shampoos and $50 shampoos. The goal isn't to find the most expensive product or even the product with the most impressive label. The goal is to find the formula that gives your waves what they need. Which leads me into the final piece of advice. You need to identify your wave pattern and your porosity and density. I have videos on those subjects. If you assume you have high porosity hair and start shopping for highly moisturizing products before actually figuring out your porosity, you may end up shopping for the wrong products. Likewise, if your hair is type 2C, aloe may help the styling product spread and form a more uniform coating over your hair, which can support definition and clumping, versus 2A hair, which may not need more slip from aloe. That may actually end up flattening your wave pattern. Wavies have different needs than curlies or coilies. And until the beauty industry recognizes that more clearly, we have to educate ourselves and become our own best advocates. We can't rely on the label to tell us what's going to work. We can't assume that curl means it's wrong for us, or that wave means it's automatically right. Read the ingredients. Understand what your hair needs. Experiment. Pay attention to how your own hair responds. We don't need the beauty industry to define what wavy hair needs. We need to learn enough to define it for ourselves until the beauty industry catches up on that. Wavies are indeed in a category of their own. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Hasta luego, my friends.